since I caught you hugging on another man.
Especially with Argentine tango, you'll notice that my inner part of my toe is on the ground. And you'll see this on a lot of tango dancers. It gives you a nice look to your legs. It keeps your legs closed. It gives a nice line to it. But it also is good for balance, because when I step out, you'll notice that my foot sort of drags afterwards on that inside toe. And so it's actually another point of balance, and that's a good thing to have in most cases. You also see other things like little adornments, little foot movements that will be done during the dancing. And you want to kind of get used to doing that. I'm just moving my foot in a circular manner on that inside of the toe. Now, a lot of it is also moving forward and backwards. So if I'm going to come forward with this, I'd usually, if I'm stepping straight forward, a lot of times you'll cross a little bit. You'll come across. And this is actually going to turn into what's called Ochos at some point. But just stepping forward like that and stepping backwards. And when you're doing it, you want to kind of reach out. You're going to step with your chest, make sure that you're moving with your chest. That's one of the main things, is that as I'm moving, in order to move my partner correctly, is going to be this chest movement. The chest goes first, and then the foot kind of reaches out and then drags up and collects. Okay, so the embrace with this is very similar to the other one, except that you're going to have your hand up if you're doing traditional Argentine tango. You'll notice that on this side it's pretty much the same. Our arms are relaxed. We're not like this, which is ballroom. It's relaxed and down. And the hand would be up like this, and relaxed. The elbow would be relaxed down as well. Now, we like to actually use the same hold here when we're doing this, because again, we're mixing this together. We don't want to switch to a completely different handhold every time we go to tango. So a lot of times we use this one. Now, the main thing with this hand is that sometimes there's a little pressure there. She'll put a little upward pressure here, and that gives me a good frame. But you can do the same thing here. She can put a little downward pressure onto my hand, and we'll get the same type of frame. And I can lead the same either way. So we're going to actually use this connection. And it's the same as what we were using in the blues. So the difference here is when we start to do the stepping. Now, the main thing that I focus on is the movement. Now, the movement side to side is going to be the same as the blues. It's just going to be like this. We can move forward and backwards and just collect. And this is actually the first start of what is often called the tango basic. What comes in after that we use a lot is called Ochos. Now, Ochos, with blues, you have the side to side, and you have that with tango as well. But a lot of tango movements cross their feet. So they're stepping to the side, but they're stepping across. And then they're going to turn their body and step across this way. And then again, turn their body. The foot, again, collects and drags up behind on that inside toe. And then step and turn. Step and turn. So, when we do this, oftentimes in a tango class, that's the first thing that they will do, is they'll have people walk down and just do ochos in a line, and then come back with what's called back ochos. So you can practice this yourself, solo, doing ochos. So basically, we'll start you off with a side movement. And we want to get you to do a little bit of these adornments, which are a nice part of tango as well. So I'll start off with a little adornment here. All my weight is over here. And then we'll do the same side movement as we did with blues. And I'm going to collect. And then I'm going to turn my body at a 45-degree angle. And as I do that, I'm going to step off across. And you'll notice that I don't step with my foot straight. It's a little bit turned outwards when I step. And again, that's because I know that I'm going to be going this way for the next move of this ocho. So I'm kind of setting up for that with this counter turning of my body and also the angling of my foot. So when I turn my body, my foot's already there. And the other one just again comes up and collects. When I step again forward, I'm stepping at a 45-degree angle. My foot is pointed off this way. My body is counter-turning because that's going to pull me around. You want to think about your head and then your chest and then the feet follow afterwards. So it's just a natural movement. I step, I turn, and my feet follow. I step, I turn, and my feet follow. And you go forward like this. Now at some point, we're going to go backwards. So when you step, just stop. And if I want to change directions and go backwards, what's called back ochos, ochos figure 8, which is what I'm doing with my feet, basically I don't want to turn yet. I want to stay in this direction because now I want to step backwards. I'm going to reach out with my foot and then turn my body. And this just drags afterwards. So reach, turn, step, turn, step, turn, step, turn, step. And then if I don't turn, I can stop. And actually I might stop myself like this, actually put my foot out to stop myself if there's some momentum going. And then start forward again. Turn, step, turn, step, stop this time. Again, if I'm leading this, I'll know that I'm going to do this and I'll set it up so that I don't do the turn and the girl won't turn as well. I might stop if there's some momentum and then go backwards. And then on the next one, I'm going to stop again and then go forwards. So you can practice this type of movement by yourself, solo, and then at some point you want to do this with a partner. So let's try it with a partner. So basically, if I'm going to do this with a partner, I'm going to start off putting her on her left foot, I'm on my right foot, and I may do a little adornment. She can do it as well or not, it's up to her. And then I'm going to launch off and I'm going to lift a little bit when I do this to tell her we're going to do an ocho. That's the difference between me just going to the side and collecting and we're just going to do something else. Maybe we go backwards or we go into blues movement. To tell her we're going to do an ocho, I'm actually going to lift her up. So I go here, I turn my body to that 45-degree angle, and I'm lifting her a little bit. Now this keeps her from sinking her weight down again. She knows then that I'm going to step, and that's where the weight goes down, and it tells her to put her foot down.
Moving in the wrong direction. Yeah. Instead of going up, I think we're going down, baby.